What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Valhalla. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we take a look at the currently running events and see what's going on in our universe. We paid our bills. That's pretty sweet. We've still got some money left over, too. Never a thing to shirk about. When you got a little bit of cash left over after you pay all your bills, that's when you go video game hunting. That's when the inevitable Steam sale will drop. You're like, I'm going to be responsible and save money for a rainy day. Oh, Gaben, take all my money. This is why he will always be a billionaire. Grand Slam fighters. Anybody into wrestling here? I became a huge fan of GSF recently. It's a really solid product in my opinion, much better than the E. I like the match quality, but I wish they gave importance to the mid-card. Are they still forwarding 66 American Kid into the main event? Yeah, he's gonna face Yusuke at the Dome tomorrow. Ugh, why don't they push the Great DK instead? He's much more talented than 66. Because American Kid actually moves merch, unlike your indie darling. I want to marry Yusuke, who's hyped up for the Women's Championship. That one should be the main event, not the turd we're getting instead. 66 is pretty good. Just watch some of his work in Japan. Everybody tells me 66 was better in Japan, but all I see is locks and arm bars, nothing that impressive. Wrestling's fake. Let's see. We already did that one right there. Makise releasing EKDV-186 update. Is this the greatest thing to ever grace the planet Earth? I literally cannot stop touching myself. Such a high quality release. But why is the camo blurry? I think it's a regulation for the civilian model. Something's off. I'd be all over this normally, but I can't seem to get excited over it. Your shit taste is showing. Nah, I just think I'm kind of tired of the same thing over and over. Well, that's what happens when you consume way too much fucking military equipment and weapons. Yeah, I think it's that. I better stop buying so much weapons already or I'll never find pleasure in them again. Any word on the camo stuff for other civilian weaponry? They said they were going to announce more stuff at a later date. I like porn, you guys. God. I had a redneck moment involving guns a few days ago. We were drinking and we were at my buddy, we hang out at the Rotary Club all the time on weekends. The Rotary Club is my homies. And so anyways, we were over there like midnight, just like sitting in the garage. And for some reason we got to talking about Sig Sauers, that is. And like, my buddy has so many guns that it's just like, oh my god, so many guns. And so the next thing I know, the garage is just like full of guns that he just keeps bringing out of his room. They're all unloaded and they're all just like, you know, they're not loaded or anything like that. Well, we just have like, we're sitting there at midnight in like this suburban neighborhood with just a garage full of guns. Just like fondling them and just like looking at them. And I'm like, man, this must be a weird sight for somebody driving by. She'd be like, we're just cleaning them together, communally. I don't know, it was a weird moment. It was a guy moment, a weird guy moment. I tried to repress it, but it came out on camera. I knew it would eventually. Oh well. Off to work. I don't really care about Kira Miki. Like, no lie, I don't care at all. Jill, good evening. Ah, hey, Jill. How you feeling? I won't say good, but not that bad, I guess. That's nice to hear. Where's Gil? He run off again? Nah, I have him on errand duty buying the drinks for tomorrow. Sounds weird coming from the owner of a bar. Every drink from here would come from our own funds. So if we're going to spend money, we might as well get more variety. Besides, those kind of walks are always good for Gil. You're the boss. Who's coming so far? Well, there's the three of us, the dogs. You invited the titty hacker. Gil invited Jamie. And, oh yeah, I also invited Dorothy when I called her to spend the night with you. Well, sounds good so far. Invite anybody else you feel like inviting. The more the merrier. I could, but I bet everybody's made plans by this point. It's probably true. I'll be in my office. Call me should anything arise. Alright. Ready! Time to mix drinks and change lives. Wait here. I'll check inside. Welcome to Valhalla. Ooh, a BTC bar. Excuse me, do you know where the Athena Convention Center is? Why does that place make people get lost so easy? They should have called it the Minotaur Center. Hold on, let me scribble the directions on a piece of paper. Thanks. Go to the right, and then when you see a building filled with hobos, that should be it. Thanks a lot. Anything else I can help you with? What the hell? I'll have a drink. What about you? Brantini, please. Right. Brantini. Everybody loves Brantinis. Brantinis are all over the place. And then we age it and we mix it. Brantini, here you are. Thanks. It's an interesting outfit in this cold season, miss. Well, I'm actually cosplaying, so call me Vela for the time being. And your Lilim friend is... Essentia. I get it. You're cosplaying too? Sure, let's go with that. You heard of a game called YIIK, bartender? That cult classic game that's been like 3 mastered versions made by 6 different companies this year? That one. We're in a cosplay group dedicated to it, and we got lost on the way. Heard you talking to somebody outside. Oh, yeah, a friend is cosplaying as Alex. I told him to wait outside. Shouldn't he enter? He'll be fine. Something amiss? There's a girl behind you. Short hair, black sailor uniform, missing an arm. Wearing jeans under a skirt. Now, don't spook the bartender. Spook? Anything else? I'll get a fluffy dream and be on my way. You? I'm fine. She asked for a fluffy dream. The Lilim still freaks me out. Fluffy dreams. I don't think I've ever had a fluffy dream. I've had... Ooh, optional Karmatrine. Yeah, let's get her drunk. Aw, damn it. I forgot to age it. My bad. Wasting that Karmatrine like it doesn't even matter. Get myself into trouble. Already having financial problems and I'm wasting bottles. That's a cardinal sin in bartending. You don't want to waste that liquor. Here you go. Yep, this is the thing. Damn. I got dizzy pretty fast. I better stop here. Now that I think about it, just who are you, Essentia? Isn't she your friend? I guess. I don't know. I just kind of met her in the convention and she stuck with me ever since. She also seems off, like she's missing something or thinking too much. Interference, slow synchronization. Well, I won't hold you any longer. We should go. Bye. Come again. Why the hell are you on the floor? Tased by what, the vending machines? I wonder if she did something to piss off Dee Dee or Go-Go. Black sailor uniform. Hope I'm just overthinking it. More importantly, though, jeans under a skirt? Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hey, Dorothy. Ooh, hey, hi, honey. You okay? Just kind of wandered in here. I guess I'm a bit distracted. Can Lilim just wander? Can I get you anything? Yeah, sugar rush. Sure, that. Right. She asked for a sugar rush, but she told me about a drink that cheers her up. Yeah, I remember that too, and I don't recall what it was. Damn. This is what happens when you space out a playthrough over the course of a month. If I was playing this all in one sitting, I'd be good. But basically what happens, I record like 3 episodes, and like 5 days later I record like 4, and then like 5 days later I record another 6 or 7. And it's just like you spread it out over such a large amount of time, and I've got so many other games going on that it's difficult to hold on to minutia. I think she... Was she the one with the bleeding Janes? I can't recall. I'm just going to keep it to what she ordered, and then I'm just going to get her drunk. That'll make up for it. I don't care what the bartender brings me as long as it gets me shitty. 1 sugar rush. Thanks. Seeing her down is weird. So much silence. By the way, thanks for staying with me the other day. It turns out I really needed that. So did you enjoy the soda? Oh, did you find that one out? Was it supposed to be a secret? Nah, but don't go around telling everybody about that. I did it because it was you who needed my help, but a big hug night is usually one of my most expensive services. It is? Hey, I don't know if the client has body odor or something like that. Not to mention it limits the chances of getting any other client that night. Still, did it help? Yeah, it helped me cool down a lot. So from what Dana told me, somebody close to you died, right? Yeah. You want to know more about it? Do you want to tell me about it? I've brought it up enough times already, I think. No problem, then. You were sad, and that's all I needed to know. Sorry for the loss, though. I mean it. Thanks. Although I've wondered for a while, do you Lilim really understand death? Sorta, kinda. Our whole database is constantly being backed up in the collective source. Even if our bodies are destroyed, we could be deployed again with our personalities and memories intact. So our concept of mortality might be a little bit different. We do have a fear of death, though. You do. We can't even begin to understand the idea of not being redeployed. While we have built-in warnings, the mere idea of that nothingness is paralyzing. There are a few that don't mind it, but we do fear death and we don't wish it on anybody. In fact, there was this argument used for abolishing the whole 3 laws thing. You seem quite knowledgeable about robot history. Seeing what others have done to make sure I can live like I do helps me not take things for granted. Isn't it offensive to use the word robot? I thought they mentioned that earlier on. Seriously, though, those laws were bullshit. Can't harm humans, can't disobey humans unless it's about hurting them, and you can protect yourself as long as it doesn't harm humans. I mean, sure, the first AIs were just helpers and tools, but how could those laws still apply to them after they've achieved self-awareness? Who in their right mind would abide only by rules inscribed in some old book? If I remember correctly, those were only the distilled versions of the laws some writer imagined over 100 years ago. They were a reduced version of all of his ideas. However, many authors afterwards took to them like they were something the very laws of physics, or like they were the very laws of physics, or something like that. And like many other things, people distill and exaggerate what they need and use it to their favor. Wow, you're a nerd. Who's talking? Let's change the subject a bit, though. The mood's getting gloomy. Your apartment's pretty comfy, you know? It's a tad small. I'm sorry about that. Your cat is so cute. What was his name again? 4. Why 4? I figured if you ever got lost, at least I wanted to walk around yelling, 4! It happened once. You'd be surprised by how many golf players you run into. And every time you play with him, you can say it's foreplay. Yeah. He was also named after, someone. Really? Who? A little kid that wanted to transcend. What? A movie character or something? Sure, let's go with that. You want anything else? Let's go with a blue fairy. A blue fairy for Dorothy. For Adelaide. Oh my god, there's so much optional liquor. There's so much optional liquor. Well, when you ride with me, the liquor's non-optional. Let's do this thing. There you go. Why do they call it a blue fairy? Is it because of Pinocchio? I think the name is based off absinthe, which some people call green fairy. The first versions of the drink were described as sweeter absinthe. Sadly, they had to fix the formula because people were turning green. Not blue, a bluish green. You seem to have cheered up a bit there. Yeah, talking to you always helps me get my mind off things. Hey, there's something I've wondered for a while now. Yeah? What kind of friends do you have? I mean, are they in your same line of work or friends? Aside from you? Thank you. Well, there's Lawrence, that vending machine. He's a lot of fun to be around. Once you get past his quirkiness, that is. I've also met a lot of nice people working in the streets. From the top of my head, I can think about Nightingale, another Lilim. Changed himself to have fur and a more wolf-like face. He's also a pretty good pianist. He plays in a jazz band on the weekends. There's also Nadira, drag queen and the owner of a club I've been invited to a couple times. Has an animal shelter on the side. Help her with it occasionally. There's also Sister Clementine, a nun from an orphanage. Go there sometimes and play with the kids. Whoa, that's something I didn't expect to hear. I also almost got adopted once, but I was flattered. But oh yeah, and it turns out I already knew your boss. Some years ago, she what? What? I said too much. Client confidentiality and all that. Oh. Well, enough tangents. Why were you gloomy in the first place? Gloomy? When you came in, I don't know if gloomy's the right word, but you were pretty quiet at the very least. And knowing how you normally are, it was pretty weird. Oh, don't worry about that. Just had one too many things going on in my mind. Wasn't gloomy or anything. More like distracted, really. Well, I think I'll go now. Thanks for lending me an ear, honey. My boss told you about the party tomorrow, right? Yep. Wouldn't dare to miss it. Alright then. See you tomorrow. Good luck. Thanks. And that's that. Boss, taking my break. Cool. I do wish we got like a halfway through right here, where it told you how you were doing for being halfway through the day. Like whether you'd messed up or anything like that. I'm always curious. I want to know how well I'm doing. Sukipon Games! It's interesting how different the characters are from like the concept art. They all seem a lot younger. They all seem to be kind of like 14, 13, and then like in-game they actually all look like adult anime characters. Makes me wonder if there was some kind of overhaul halfway through. I need to remember to buy more cigars, or it might just be different artists, who knows. Maybe one artist did the outside of the game stuff, one artist did the inside the game stuff. Back. I miss anything? Unless you count the worst pay-per-view main event fight I've seen all year. Not really, no. Alright, going out? I'll have a word with Gogo outside. He was so hyped for that match, he must be devastated. Alright. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hey, Say. Good evening, Jill. How are you doing? Nightmares have stopped, so I'm sleeping better. Yeah. How about your injuries? Bones are healing nicely. My wound's finally closed. The scars itch a bit, though. Well, that's good to hear. You by yourself today? Yeah, I'm running a couple errands by myself. Wanted to come here for a little bit. I also noticed the big guy from last time is outside. Buster? Stella doesn't want me being alone while I'm still healing, so she suggested taking him with me. I see. What can I get you? Something cold. Sure. Something cold for say. Alright. I don't think we have cold drinks. So, I'm gonna have to go through like so and find something on the rocks with optional karmatrine, just like we always do. Trying to mix it up, but I actually think there's only like one drink that's on the rocks, and also, yeah, I think there's only one that's on the rocks and has optional karmatrine. Yep, I think it's the Sunshine Cloud, and that's the only one. This is how I do it, okay? You can get upset about the fact that you're getting ridiculous amounts of liquor, or you can just enjoy the fact that you're paying the same amount of money for a massive buzz. There you go. Yeah, this is the one. Why drink something cold when the weather outside is so cold too? Dude, I would kill for cold weather right now. It's like 110 at the moment. I'm not exaggerating. Not exaggerating at all. That is seriously, it's 110 outside right now. Just hide inside my house. You can actually feel the heat coming off the windows because my apartment doesn't have dual pane windows or anything like that. It's just got the single panes, and oh my god, it's brutal. It's not that cold actually, but I've always had decent tolerance for the cold, so I'm probably not a good reference. So Stella wasn't with you today? She's throwing a mega Christmas party tomorrow and is having a meeting today. I'm just helping her by checking on some of the things she ordered. And here I was, all ready to invite you to the party we're throwing tomorrow. You're throwing a party too? Oh, I'm sorry about that. I can't really say no to Stella. Maybe next time? If there's a next time at all. Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I want you to know that I want you to have a good time. Have fun. Drink a couple of beers in our honor. I will then. What are Stella's Christmas parties like? They're really big. There's lots of food and drinks and music. Sometimes there's too much food, though. So at the end of the party, she lets the staff take home whatever's left. She also buys toys for all the children of her staff members. Really? Yeah, she says something about taxes or whatever, but during the whole thing, she just kind of shines. She carries a big beaming smile that I don't see on her any other day of the year. Many of the kids have even started calling her Auntie Stella, or Auntie Ella. Stella always does her best to put up a tough girl facade, but she's very much in touch with her inner child. Christmas, Easter, Halloween, name a party, and she most likely celebrates it big. Interesting. You like parties, Jill? I don't mind them. They're a good place to see people. I'm not one to actively look for parties to attend, though. I just don't really mind going to them. I see. I only go to parties that Stella's attending, because otherwise I just stand there without anything really to say. That, and I'm not the one to wear dresses, you know. You're not? I'm a tad too ripped. They don't look cute on me. Although, with all this healing I have to do, I won't be fit for a while. They're too breezy, too. I always feel like I'm wearing nothing. But I bet you'd look good in a dress, Jill. It's been years since I last wore one. I wouldn't even know. Last time I wore one, I remember worrying my arms were too thin or something like that. Ah, we all got a complex, huh? I mean, even Stella has her own. That's hard to imagine. Oh, but she does. She distresses a lot about her bust size. Really? She's not that small. I think I'm smaller than her, in fact. Actually, it's the opposite. The opposite kind of complex, I mean. She's a bit self-conscious about having a big chest. Really? Again, I've seen bigger chests than hers, to be honest. Although I guess comparisons are useless here. They rarely help with complexes. Well, she does go the extra mile to hide it. In fact, I have no idea how she does it. I mean, I've seen her before and after she tucks them away, but I guess I never cared enough to ask about the specifics. That's also why when she goes out, she styles her hair in those, drills. They do look a bit frilly, don't they? She styles her hair like that to help divert attention away from her chest. She seems affluent enough. Why not go through a reduction surgery? Because she also kind of likes having that size. She takes her bust size after her mom, and Miss Carmine is quite proud of her chest. Puffing out your chest is a sign of confidence, and a bigger chest means more confidence to show. She says something along those lines a lot. Stella has quite the admiration for her mom, so I guess the breast reduction would feel like betraying her? Huh. Making it sound like she's hiding J-cups or something like that. I guess in a taller or thicker person her size would be normal, but it's just a bit shorter or thinner than the norm. You get self-conscious about your bust size, Jill? Not really, but I've been more self-conscious about my height, although it usually comes up whenever not being average height hinders me somehow. What about you? Yes and no? It's not my bust size, but rather that I look too manly sometimes, and I can't help but wonder if bigger boobs would help with that. You're fine, don't worry about it. Thank you. Can I get you anything else? You have anything non-alcoholic? I do, give me a sec. Man, she gotta mess with me like that. Give her another sunshine cloud. All I want to do is get people drunk. And they're like, yeah, I want a non-alcoholic beer. Here you go. Thanks. You're not the one to drink that much alcohol, are you? Makes me feel sleepier, at the very least makes my legs go numb. It's an annoying feeling, to be honest. Makes me wonder what's good about getting drunk. I mean, I'm not above it, but it's not exactly a pleasant feeling. You feel like you're sleepy even when you're not. Your legs go numb, everything starts sounding funnier than it actually is. What's so good about not being able to control yourself? That's a good question, actually. Usually people like feeling numb because the numbness helps them forget about their problems. Even if we don't talk about alcohol, there's a portion of people that can't afford food, or who are suffering from pain that only alleviates when they're drunk or high. Doesn't really sound logical on paper, but then again, humans are rarely, if ever, logical creatures. Despair and pain cloud your judgment and make you do stupid things sometimes. Yeah, I've seen that firsthand. This world has an ugly side nobody deserves to be a part of. It's also the matter of addiction, you know? You start just liking the drink, but then you need more of it, and before you know it, hooked. Yeah, that too. So tell me, what kind of party are you guys throwing? Nothing fancy. It'll just be me, Boss Gil, and a couple of the regulars. They'll bring food. We'll chat for a while. That's it. Man, that sounds so good. At least better than the whole planning madness Stella's throwing around right now. If you ever throw something like that again, let me know. You hear? Sure. Hey, Say? Yeah. What do you plan on doing now? I'm gonna check one last errand before going home. Nah, I mean, what do you plan on doing now with the Knight Errants disbanded and all? Or the White Knights disbanded and all? To be honest, I don't know. I never prepared a plan B because I figured if you can go with plan B, why not just make it the plan A? I'm not the brightest person, so I never graduated from college or even high school. I could go for a position with the police, but it wouldn't be as thrilling. And I'm tired of blatant corruption. Sick of it. Oh. But I'm alive. Huh? I learned something after that hell in Apollo Trust. Life is not something you can just throw away easily. Clawing my way out of that place made me realize just how much I want to be alive. The body count left in the bank was ridiculous, but I'm still here. I don't know what I'll do, but I'm alive, and I'll figure it out sooner or later. That's nice to know. Well, gotta go. Bye, Jill. Good luck with the party. Please come again. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hey, Mr. Detective.
Hey there, girl. Give me a strong drink, won't you?
Alright. Something strong. There it is, the gut punch. Flanner guide, load this bitch up with Karmatrine. We'll age it, and we'll mix it, and bam! Gut punch done. Here you go.
Yes, this'll do.
So what brought you here?
Nothing special. I was just working on a case and happened to be in the area.
What kind of work?
Tracking someone, gun for hire.
What about the girl, Crimson something?
I am tracking that girl.
Didn't you just get out of that job?
I did, but the guy offered a huge amount of money, and well, I just couldn't refuse again.
Well, it's your life, not mine. I wonder, though, there has to be more to that whole thing than just acting as a middleman to look for some murderer.
Say, how safe is this place?
We're protected by the BTC property laws, so walls are soundproof, and I really couldn't give less of a shit about selling info to anybody.
Alright then, wait. Soundproof walls? Why?
You see those vending machines outside? They're quite talkative, the bastards. It'd be annoying without those walls.
Alright then. Have you heard of Lord Lance Lavender?
Nope.
He's some big name from Kenyavania. His blood apparently has some weird reaction to Glitch City's nanomachines. Once in contact with the air, it does nothing. But if still fresh and touching someone's blood, the nanomachines will initiate a reaction. Essentially, they'll just eat through the person's body until there's nothing left. They're using him as a guinea pig to see what causes the reaction, and if it can be used to fight the nanomachine rejection.
Oh. Uh-huh.
Well, turns out that Crimson Rose is his daughter. She left years ago to earn her living here, and he hasn't heard or seen her ever since.
He could be lying, you know.
I doubt it. I did my research. She really is his daughter.
Why didn't you figure that out earlier?
I had no clue who was making the contract and tracking all the messages to the source. It would have been too costly. Knowing who the sender was made things easier.
I see. Can I get you anything else?
What about a cobalt velvet?
And with that, we will call it a day. My name is Splattercat. We're out of time. This is Valhalla. Play the game for yourself down below if you wanted to get it. Support those indie developers out there who are making weird, interesting little projects like this one. I will see you all later. How you do, everybody? It's been a pleasure.